Hey guys, Baron here, and today we're here for week 6 of the Pokemon Summer League. And this week we're facing up against Sly, and it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. So we're gonna do the team recap, and we're gonna do the battle, and just show you what happened really. So guys, if you're excited about that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to that subscribe button, and share this video with a friend or two. But let's really get into it. He had a very, very scary team. Sly is one of those opponents I haven't really faced, and I haven't gotten a sort of like a picture of, and sort of like a what do you call it? A vision of what kind of battler he is. But judging on his team, he has both defensive threats and offensive threats, which we try to deal with the best way that we possibly could. So just looking at the team really that he drafted, he has a Zygarde 50%, Staraptor, Vaporeon, Heracross, Registeel, Sawsbuck, Mega Houndoom, Raikou, Torkoal, Alakazam, Golbat, and Klefki, with the Alakazam being the C user. And obviously that's a very scary team, and there's a lot of threats that can take down a lot of mons. For example, Zygarde 50% with a Dragon Dance and Outrage, and for example Earthquake. It's not something you want to go up against. We have, for example, Staraptor with Brave Bird and Close Combat. We have Registeel being a perfect stealth and hazard setter, and just being a really defensive mon that can, for example, Toxic you and paralyze you. We have Mega Houndoom, building up a possibility for a Sun team with, for example, Sawsbuck 2, possibly rocking Solar Beam. He could be running Dark Pulse. He could be running Fire Blast. So a lot of threatening things there. And of course, Alakazam, either rocking the Life Orb or Focus Sash, with Psyshock or Psychic, and depending on that, he can run it both offensively and specially offensively. And Golbat having great bulk, and Klefki too, like Registeel being a perfectly good hazard setter. So in other words, we really have to focus on bulk this week. And starting that off, we have Alphonse Goodra. I decided to put Assault Vest on this thing to be able to soak up special hits as well as I possibly could, because he has a lot of especially offensive threats. For example, the Mega Houndoom. For example, the Alakazam. That can just do a hell of a lot of things. And with that, I decided to bring Sap Sipper just because of that potential Sun team, and also because of Sawsbuck. I could possibly bait a Grass type move from the Sawsbuck. And looking at the moves here, I have Earthquake, essentially to both stop the Registeel, but also to counter Mega Houndoom in a very good way. Because Mega Houndoom, I think it does like at least 50% to Mega Houndoom, which is very, very good and something very, very useful. I brought Brittle Swing too. Obviously, I have things to deal with my Mega Alakazam, not Mega Alakazam. That's my mon for to TBF. But the regular Alakazam, I have, for example, Earthquake that it does not want to take, but I decided to put Brutal Swing on this thing because he's probably not expecting it, and if I manage to pull that off, I can certainly get a good hit in there, and it definitely does a lot of damage. I have Draco Meteor for stab and for a really good Dragon type move, really, and that's why Draco Meteor is there, honestly. And it could, for example, deal with Zygarde. Obviously, Zygarde is faster than me, but it could, as a last resort, deal with the Zygarde. And then we have Hidden Power Flying. Honestly, just as a move that he doesn't expect, and being able to deal with Heracross. Because it definitely does, it guarantees a 1-hit KO. Which is very good, and I don't think he's expecting me to put around Hidden Power Flying on a Goodra, so it'll be fun to use. Looking at the EV investments here, I decided to put 252 plus in defense to make him that counter wall that I needed, and to balance out the special defense and the defense, with Assault Vest obviously, but the EV investments in the defense to make him balanced in the bulk department. I put 248 HP here, yet again to make him way more bulky, and just a bit in special defense to boost that Assault Vest special defense that he already has. And relaxed nature, raising the defense but lowering the lowering the speed, so that we really have a mixed bulky Goodra that could do a lot of things against this team. And I'm really happy about Alphonse, bringing Alphonse yet again. He is a great wall of our team, and he's here to really do that job and to be able to do a lot of damage in return. Looking at the second mon here, we have Gluttony, the Chansey. I'm so happy to bring Chansey again. I feel like I haven't been able to use Chansey properly in this league yet, but I'm so happy to be able to bring her again. Obviously rocking the Eviolite, raising the defense and the special defense. Natural Cure, to have its major status conditions cured when it switches out. So for example, if he decides to go for Registeel with Toxic or Thunder Wave, he could possibly run Vaporeon with Toxic. I could just send Chansey out and something else, and I can send Chansey out again to be able to work that way with Chansey really. Looking at the movesets here, I decided to put a Wish on this thing to be able to run her as support, and getting Wish damage up again for certain mons. For example, there's nothing really on my team that wants to take a Brave Bird from a Staraptor, for example. So if I can send Chansey out, which takes that hit the best, Wish it up, and then hope that he goes for close combat. For example, if I would send out Goodra and it takes the Brave Bird, then I can definitely work the Wish. Protect to be able to, if I need to get Chansey's HP up again, I can just go for a Wish and a Protect and just get that HP back up. Stealth Rock, I considered bringing Quillfish to this match, just purely as a Hazard Setter, because obviously with Earthquake on Goodra and a lot of other moves on mons that you will see later, there's a lot. There are many mons that don't want to take those moves, and if I can get Stealth and Spikes on that, that'll be helpful. But I decided against that because other than that, Quillfish doesn't really have a purpose in this match. He doesn't really have a usage. So instead, I opted to go for Stealth Rocks on Chansey and decided to go for something else. Something that would be more useful. And we're not running the rain team, so Quillfish is not going to be as fast as it usually is. So it's not going to be that offensive threats and wall breaker that you have seen in the previous matches. But yeah, that's really why we have Stealth Rocks on Chansey, because we needed something that could put up hazards. And who better, if not Quillfish, then Chansey's the best one to do that on our team. And counter, honestly, if for example he decides to go for Dragon Dance and Earthquake on his side guard, then Chansey lives that and can just deal out and take side guard out with a counter. It also works, for example, with Heracross. If he decides to go for close combat, I'll live that too and just go for counter, and it will take him out. So it's just a move to really bait his strong attackers and hopefully take them out with a counter. Looking at AV investments here, we have 252 in HP, 252 plus in defense, and 4 in special defense. Really kind of a basic Chansey. With bold nature, of course, raising the attack but lowering the attack. No, wait. Raising the defense but lowering the attack. So yeah, that's really Chansey. It's kind of a basic Chansey, but it just does... Gluttony just does what she needs to on this team and this week, honestly. Moving on from that, we have Ling, the Heliolisk. Well, Ling is back. Looking at his team, really, there's not a lot of mons that are faster than Choice-Scarf Heliolisk. You have the Alakazam, obviously, but that's around the Sea Crystal. So you have, for example, there's a Raptor, but even then, Ling is faster, I think. And you have, for example, Other than that, really, there's not a lot of fast monsters. I mean, Zygarde, I guess, is fast, but then again, Link is faster, and you don't want to. You're not gonna like leave a Heliolisk out on a Zygarde because that's just stupid. But really, that's why we're running the Choice Scarf Heliolisk here, to be able to outspeed a lot of its mons and to be able to do as much damage as possible. And obviously, because we're running 3 different bulky mons on this team, that being Goodra, Chansey, and Clefable, that we'll get to in a second. Heliolisk is really here to be a wall breaker, and really here to do and dish out a lot of damage. Solar Power to abuse that possibility for Sun Team, really. And Dragon Pulse to deal with, for example, Zygarde, to deal with, I think it does decent damage against a lot of his mons, honestly. But it's primarily there for the Zygarde, as well as Head Power Ice. That's really there for the Zygarde too. And it could be used, for example, against Sawsbuck, it could be used against the Raptor, and for Golbat, it could be used against too. Thunderbolt to be able to deal perfectly with that Staraptor and a Vaporeon, because Vaporeon is a bulky wall that we do not want to deal with, and it could just toxic our entire team. So sending out Heliolisk there and going for a Thunderbolt is a good play. Glare, Glare's worked before. I'm confident it will work again. It's really there to be our hacks for this team, and hopefully to do some things against his team. If we could, for example, paralyze the Vaporeon so he doesn't have the chance to go for Wish Toxic. It could, for example, do things against Mega Houndoom. If we get a Glare off Mega Houndoom, that would be excellent, because then we could just way easier take it out, because Mega Houndoom is just such a special attacking threat that we do not want to deal with. We just want to paralyze it as quick as possible, and that's why we're running Glare on Heliolisk. Looking at the EV investments here, we have 252 in a special attack to be able to dish as much damage as possible. 144 speed along with a Choice Scarf, like I said, to be able to outspeed basically anything on his team. And 112 HP to be able to live ahead, honestly. With Timid ability, lowering the attack but raising the speed. Honestly, just raising that speed even further, and further guaranteeing that he will outspeed is basically Sly's entire team. That's really why I put Timid on this thing. Looking at sorry, Trisha here, the Clefable. I think because we have run basically previous weeks, we've run a defensive cleric kind of Clefable. That's not what we're doing today. We're running an attacking Clefable with some decent bulk here. Complementing that is a Life Orb. Hold this attack, do 1.3% damage. So honestly, be able to take a lot of, be able to dish out more damage. Magic Guard to not be installed by Poison or Thunderwave. Like I said, a lot of his mons can do that. And we are rocking Calm Mind, Psychic, Moonblast, and Soft Boiled. Calm Mind to be able to set up and do a hell of a lot of damage with Psychic and Moonblast. Psychic, for example, deals with the Golbat. We have Link for that, but it's good to have something else against the Golbat just because of how bulky it is. Moonblast deals perfectly with Zygarde. It deals with the Heracross, and it just deals with a lot of things. And Soft Boiled. To be able to get some health up so I do not get, so I can basically recover and do damage in return and basically not be taken out by any of his mons. Looking at the EV investments here, we have 252 plus in defense, 252 in HP, and 4 in special defense. So you can kind of see what Clefable we're going here for here. Clefable that can basically eat any hits that he sends our way, but do a hell of a lot of damage in return. And I thought about raising the special attack a bit, but we don't need it. If we manage to set up, for example, even 3, I was gonna say, but even 2 Calm Minds, that will basically deal with most mons on his team. And the complement that is a bold nature, raising the attack, raising the defense, but lowering the attack. That's how it is. To really make her more bulky, Trisha here. And like I said, you could take any hit that he wants to send our way, but she can do a hell of a lot of damage in return. That's honestly Trisha. And it's just another wall that can eat so many hits, and that's why she's here. Looking at the 5th Mon that I decided to put on this team, we have Armstrong, the Hitmontop. Really to have a good rapid spinner, because obviously with both Klefki and Registeel, he just has a lot of mons that can set up stealth, rocks, and spikes, which we do not want to deal with. So that's why Hitmontop is here. I made a mistake last week with not putting Rapid Spin on any of our mons. We're not going to make that mistake again. We're putting Rapid Spin on Hitmontop. Along with the leftovers, to honestly be able to live more hits, and to be able to, not live more hits, but be able to recover from more hits, and to get a bit of health back, honestly. Intimidate to lower the opponent's attack, and like I said, he has a lot of offensive threats, and that will deal perfectly with a lot of those. Toxic, yet again, to have a Hacksmon, and the Toxic is just a good thing to have on his team. The only things that could take that is Registeel and Klefki, but nothing else really appreciates a Toxic. Everlaze to yet again have something for the Heracross, and to be able to have something else that could do 100% HP and just take out the Heracross, so he doesn't get to set up and just kill. Sucker Punch is here for the Alakazam. If he doesn't expect it, that will be very, very clutch, and it will obviously go first. It will outspeed Alakazam's great speed because it's priority. Looking at the EV investments here, it's 252 plus in defense, 248 in HP, and 8 in attack. To focus on the defensive side of the Hitmontop. Going along with that, we have Impish. The Impish nature, lowering the special attack but raising the defense. So this Mon, like you can see, is here to do a lot of damage, sure, but also be able to eat a lot of hits. And Hitmontop can definitely do that. I don't even think Psyshock from Alakazam takes him out. I'm pretty sure. It does a lot of damage, but yet that in return we can go for Toxic, or something else that can cripple Alakazam, for example. So yeah, that's really Hitmontop Armstrong here. Looking at our last Mon, we have Pride Armanthe. Like I said, I didn't want to put Quill on this team because it doesn't really have a purpose to be there. I kind of wanted to put Cacturn on his team, but then again, it wouldn't really have a purpose because he doesn't have an ability or any moves really that could do a lot of damage against his team, and he just is really easily taken out by a lot of his mons. So yeah, that's really. But I want something that can be varied. I didn't want to make a Swampert this week. Instead, I went for Pride Armanthe. Because honestly, with that Tail Glow, Surf Ice Beam, and Substitute, it can level a lot of hits, but it can also dish out a lot of damage and be that kind of special attacker, complementing Ling that we need. A sort of wall breaker yet again. Leftovers to make him just that more bulky. Hydration, of course. Substitute to really, unless he sends out, for example, his Raikou or his not his Vaporeon, his Sawsbuck, then there's nothing that can really break through that substitute on first turn. And if I manage to get a sub up, I can just go for Tail Glow, and if I manage to go for Tail Glow, I can Ice Beam or Surf anything on his team, basically. Either Ice Beam or Surf. Every Mon on his team does not want to take one of those hits. Looking at the EV investments here, I basically just went for 252 plus in special attack. Like I said, to complement Ling in that special attacking area. And rocking 248 HP to be able to live more hits, and 8 special defense to really be able to live, for example, a solar beam, or a, for example, something from Saucebug, really. It could be, for example, a, what am I thinking about? What does he get? Let me check. Why am I blanking on this? Like, for example, the Giga Drain. Giga Drain was what I meant. How could I forget about Giga Drain as a move? That's almost criminal. But anyway, that's our team, really. And we're just gonna get into the match here. I I had some consulting with a couple of friends, and they definitely said that it was better to open another tab and just have the match here directly. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play and just see what went down here. We're gonna switch side, obviously, because we want to see from our perspective here. So I figured, okay, what does he bring? He brings the Staraptor, he brings the Vaporeon, Alakazam, the Heracross, the Klefki, and the Zygarde. He's probably gonna want to go for hazards here on first round, and the mon he has for that. Because I was kind of surprised that they bring Regiseal, because that would have been a good mon against his team, or against my team. I'm sorry, but he brought the Klefki, and Gouda can basically take any player route that he wants to send our way. He goes for Light Screen though, which I didn't expect, but that's fine because I went for Earthquake, which does 57% damage, and it basically means I can take him out next turn if he doesn't decide to switch, which he does actually. He goes to Bucket here. I honestly just want to go to Earthquake. Anything except for Staraptor wouldn't like that hit, but obviously he goes for Staraptor. Very well played on his side. But it's turn 2. I just wanted to go for it because I didn't need to go for anything else really. He goes to Brave Bird here, doing a lot of damage against me, but that's fine. I go for Giga Meteor, doing some damage against him. I thought about sacking off Gouda here, but then I realized, okay, I can actually use Gouda for a lot of mons, and a lot of Gouda has a lot of capabilities that I haven't used yet. For example, against the Alakazam, and for example against the Klefki that still hasn't been taken out properly. So I decided to go for Gluttony here. And he goes to Brave Bird. I knew that he would do that, and Gluttony is the best mod to take a Brave Bird. So I did go for Gluttony here. He switches out to his Vaporeon. That's fine because I wish up, I protect. He goes to Wish here. He switches out to Nagini. I go for Stealth Rock here, taking that opportunity to get those up. He goes for Earthquake here. I go for Wish. He sends out his Klefki. I go for Counter. Honestly, expecting him to, for example, go for Earthquake, and that would just probably taken out the Zygarde. But very well played. He goes out to his Klefki, so that Counter is pretty much useless. I get the Wish health up though. Goes to Spikes, which is fine. I Wish, and I go for Alphonse here. Yeah, to get that. To get his health up to full, honestly. And here's the perfect opportunity for me to go for Hidden Power Flying. Which I do, I think. Yes, I do. He doesn't know. Luckily, he doesn't know what Hidden Power I have yet, but I would have been a perfect opportunity to take out the Heracross. He goes to Vaporeon here. Honestly, just probably wishing up again. He does. I go for Armstrong here to use Rapid Spin, I think. That's what I did. Yes, I do. To get those spikes, get rid of the spikes, because I don't want to take sit there with those spikes anymore. And he goes with a Skeeter here. Close combat to me, but this is perfect opportunity for me to get that air relays off, because I know that Armstrong's gonna live a close combat just because of that defense investments that I put in it. I go for LAs here. He doesn't expect it, and it takes out the Heracross. Very good. So Heracross is taken care of, which I'm very happy about. He switches out to his Nagini. I switch out here and go for Gluttony because I know that whatever he does, I can live that. And I want to be able to have a Rapid Spinner left if he decides to go for Clef Key and just set up his spikes again. I could just go out to Armstrong again. 1000 arrows doesn't do a hell of a lot of damage against me, actually, which I'm very happy about. I go for Wish here. I think I Protect. No, I don't. I go for Armstrong. To be able to do damage against Vaporeon here. It goes to Dumbledore here. No, yeah, that's right. I decided to go for Toxic, obviously. Because, yeah, Vaporeon could have had Heal Bell. That would have been good if he switched out and he of course went for a Wish, then I could just Toxic anything on his team, except for the Clef Gear, of course. But he decides to go for the Alakazam, which is decent. I can accept that. I switched it out because obviously I don't want to take a hit from Alakazam. That's just how it is. I go for Goodra, Psyshock, obviously, honestly, obviously, and Hitmontop would not want to take that hit. And I just go for Alphonse here to be able to take that hit, really. He switches out, go to Vaporeon here. I go for Brutal Swing, expecting Alakazam to stay in, and that would have been a good opportunity for me to get a hell of a lot of damage off. But he doesn't stay with Alakazam, he goes for the Vaporeon, which is fine. But I reveal the Brutal Swing here. But that's fine, honestly. I go for Gluttony here. Wishing yet again, I think. Yes, I do. I think I Protect here, so I can get health back up to my Chansey. He goes for 2 Layers of Spikes, but I switch out here to Hitmontop. I switch out to Goodra to be able to deal with the Vaporeon, because I know at this point he doesn't have Ice Beam, so I could just live whatever he wants to send my way. I missed the Dragon Meteor though, which was very unfortunate. And that would have done a hell of a lot of damage against Vaporeon here. And I was really unfortunate that I wasn't able to go for that Dragon Meteor, because that would have been a perfect opportunity to take him out and just add up my Manatee. I go for Earthquake here, just wanted to do something against Vaporeon, I guess. He goes for Wish here, and gets his Wish damage off again. I go for Chansey. He wishes back up again, which I expected. I go for Armstrong here, because I want to go for a Rapid Spin. I think I'm baiting a Psyshock here. That's what I'm doing. Because I knew that he was gonna go for it, and I could just go out to Goodra. Draco Meteor, I didn't expect him to go out to Clef Key. I just expected him to stay in, but he didn't. He went for Clef Key, so Draco Meteor is useless. It goes to Reflect here, but just because of Reflect, my Earthquake doesn't do a thing. And Alphonse is really done here. There's nothing else I can do with Alphonse because of his low HP and because of the Reflect here. So I just decided to stay in here and do as much damage to Clef Key as I can. It goes to Play Rough, taking out my Goodra, but that's okay. Goodra did what he needed to. And here's a perfect opportunity for me to send out Clefable and get a sweep up. He goes for his Staraptor here, which I don't really get why he did, because that allows me for a free Calm Mind here. And now he has a problem, because I'm at 1.5 Calm Mind. Whatever he sends my way, I can live that, and I Moonblast. It's a Fairy type, and he sends us his Nagini. He goes for Earthquake, which I live, of course. I go for Moonblast, which takes him out, and I think he actually calced. I think he calced it wrong. I think he calced it without I think it did. I think it missed that he didn't have reflected light screen on. So I don't think he was supposed to take out his side guard there. But yeah, that's how it is. He goes to Psyshock here. I just Soft Boil to get my health back up. Psyshock, go for another Soft Boil. And Psychic here, I go for Calm Mind here, yeah, because I know I can live next hit. I go for Soft Boiled here to yet again get a health back up. Go for Psychic. I go for Soft Boiled. He goes for Psychic. I think I go for Moonblast here. Yeah, he sashed. Which I expected. He was either Life Orb or sashed. But that's fine too. I mean, he doesn't have anything that could take care of the Clefable right now. I go for another Soft Boiled to be able to get as much health back as possible. I go for another Moonblast, taking the Alakazam out. He goes for Vaporeon here. He goes for Scald, which doesn't do a thing against me. I go for Moonblast, doing a really good chunk of damage against him. He goes to Scald, and I go for Moonblast again, knowing I can take him out. Now it's Klefki left, so it's basically the game. And I just go for Soft Boiled here because I just... No, I went for Moonblast here. And takes him out, really, and that's game. I'm super happy about how this match went. Sly is a really formidable opponent and a really experienced opponent. And he definitely had a team that I did not want to face. But I think I prepped really well. And I think just bringing that Clefable with Calm Mind and using that opportunity with the Zygarde to go for Moonblast, and because after that he didn't really have anything that could deal with the Clefable, then I could just set up more Calm Minds and a 2 times special attack and 2 times special defense. That's it. That's game over. Chansey I used really well. Being able to get those Stealth Rocks up and be able to wish past my team was really useful. Because it was just a stall wish battle between me and his Vaporeon. Which I won because I didn't... because I used it properly and I went for the monster I needed to go for to get wish damage, to get wish health back up. And I dared to use the Rapid Spin with Hypnotop, which is very good, honestly. And not sacking up Goodra, honestly, was a good play because I could deal with a lot. Because I could take hits, and then I wasn't in such a difficult position because I had mons that could always take a hit, and Goodra was definitely one of those mons. And yeah, that's really it. I'm super happy about how this match went. I didn't even need Ling and Pride, to be honest, because just how many things Goodra, the walls really did. The Goodra, Gluttony, and Trisha. Just with that Wish and that Calm Mind, Psychic, Moonblast, and really with that Earthquake was very, very useful. And he didn't really have anything since I played it so well, and I used Chansey exactly when I needed to. He didn't really have anything that could deal with those threats. But saying that, he had a very good team. Bringing that Zygarde was definitely a good play. And Vaporeon obviously being a really good wisher, and Alakazam being a really good wall breaker. And Klefki being a really good hazard setter. But I think if he, for example, brought the Golbat, because I didn't really have a lot of things that could take care of that Golbat, and if he brought Mega Houndoom, maybe that would have been a different matchup, because Mega Houndoom is just such a good special attacker, and Golbat is so bulky that basically if I just went for a Thunderbolt on Ling, it wouldn't have taken him out, and he could just roost and basically stall me out with Toxic, for example. So yeah. But saying that, Sly did very well, and I think both of us made some very good, very, very big mistakes in this match. Not very big, but quite a lot of mistakes, I would say. Both of us could play better, but saying that, it was a good match, and it was definitely enjoyable. And guys, if you find it enjoyable, Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to that subscribe button, and share this video with a friend or two. But with that being said, I'm gonna get the hashtag out of here. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Before, until, and after I see you next time though, stay awesome.